in you, the hope of glory. Christ in you. And that doesn't mean the person of Christ, that means the consciousness of Christ is in you, and that's what has to be reached for and tapped and brought forth. And so this type of meditation we're talking about is ideal for doing just that.
The problem is that it's not easy to tap that indwelling Christ principle. For one thing, as we said at the beginning of this program, our attention is almost completely focused on the outer levels of life. It's looking outward at the world of appearances and forms and our interactions and relationships with other appearances and other forms as well as our own. And the divinity that is tapped in meditation is within ourselves, within rather than outward where it's easily visible. In other words, it has to be searched for. And the beginning of that search was touched upon in something that St. Paul said, speaking about his divided self, his outer self, the personality that lives in the world of appearances and seems so real, and his sense that there is an indwelling soul within himself. For he was the one that spoke of Christ in you, Christ in me, the hope of glory. But he said, I don't know why it is, but the good I would do, I do not, but the evil which I would not, that I do. And this is a wonderful expression of the dichotomy that most human beings live with, the higher and lower selves. Meditation has to start with that recognition.
And that comes with the recognition of the soul within, and that's why this meditation is designed specifically to make contact with the soul and to open up the channel to the soul energies and bring them through into the outer physical world. And when that happens, that does present a dichotomy quite often in people's consciousness.
I think the realization that there is this dual self is a start. That's actually a positive sign that one is on the way toward reconciling both parts of his nature. For a long, long time, the human being is just purely at home in the outer world of form and appearance, and that's all he identifies with, and that's sufficient. It's when the realization begins to dawn that there is something subjective on the level of consciousness that he begins to realize is in fact his true self, that the search begins, and that's why meditation becomes so necessary.
For those people who just tuned in, you're listening to Inner Sight, and our topic for today, the Science of Meditation, Part 1. We have a free offer from Inner Sight. And I mean absolutely for free, too, because so often I hear offers on the radio and on television. There's always some sort of a string attached to it. You get it for free if you pay an exorbitant shipping charge sometimes, and other times you get it for free, whatever the item might be, if you pay for another one. But this is absolutely for free. You don't even really have to pay a shipping charge at all. And the offer is an introductory booklet on meditation, and it's really filled with information, and I think it's, by the time you finish reading it, it is rather clear as to the type of meditation that's being talked about here by Sarah and Dale, and how you can perhaps apply it to yourself for the good of the world, and perhaps for the good of yourself too in certain ways. So once again, it's an introductory booklet on meditation. It's absolutely for free, not even a shipping charge. And some of the topics include what is meditation? Prayer and meditation is another topic. Group meditation, and also a very interesting topic within the booklet is the nature of the soul. And whenever I've read spiritual literature about the soul, it's always been so vague to me as far as the meaning of the soul, but I think, or what the soul is. But I think in this booklet, it's really rather clear as to the explanation of the soul. And of course, you can find out more about the soul when you read the larger Alice Bailey works. But all you need to do in order to get the free booklet is, once again, it's an introductory booklet on meditation. You have to give us a phone call, and it's a toll-free number, 1-866-695-8247. That's 1-866-695-8247. The easy way to remember it is 1-866-NY-Lucis. Think of 1-866 New York Lucis. Lucis is Lucis. And by the way, all of our Inner Sight programs can be heard on our website at www.lucistrust.org. On the homepage, you'll find a link to today's program, which will be available for hearing in a day or two. Last week's program is already available, and many of our past programs can also be heard. www.lucistrust.org. The theme of each week's program is posted in advance on our website so that you can see in advance what next Sunday's program will be. And by the way, we thank you for your donations. It's helped us to keep stay on the air for a while longer, but we really are not out of the woods yet with this. So if you can donate, we really appreciate those donations. Radio is expensive, and we're very honored to be on this station and would like to continue doing the shows. So if you haven't donated, please continue to please do so. And we had that idea that we set forth a couple of weeks ago that if 2,000 of you donated, each of you donated $100, that would take care of our radio for the year. And so far, a lot of people have really done that, so please continue. We are talking about the science of meditation. At this point, I would just like Sarah and Dale to continue talking about meditation as it's practiced at Lucis Trust.
Well, we were talking before the break about the need for meditation to help reconcile the dualistic nature of the human being. Dual because we live in a personality that we present to the world, a physical body, an emotional life, a mind that deals with the world of forms and tangible things. But on the inner side, we are the soul, we are consciousness, we are divine, we are immortal, and the sense that there is that other aspect to one's being is what awakens the desire to meditate. Until one has that dawning awareness of that inner subjective life and existence, there probably isn't going to be much of an urge to meditate. But when one begins to awaken to a desire to reconcile the dual aspects of oneself, then meditation becomes a goal and a help and a tool.
Right, absolutely. In fact, it's called a bridge. It's a way of bridging between the soul and the personality. And there is this bridge that goes on in consciousness. It's not an actual bridge, of course, but it's a symbol. The bridge is simply a symbol for the alignment between the soul and the personality that is slowly established by using meditation, because meditation opens up the channel, so to speak, and allows the energies of the soul to flow through more freely into the lower personality life, and therefore it begins to qualify the personality, the outer life, and it begins to inject more soul qualities such as love into your daily life.
Meditation then begins with the effort to concentrate one's forces, you could say. You can't meditate if you can't first concentrate. And it's interesting just to try to concentrate, as you said a few moments ago, to think on one thing for 12 seconds is not easy. The mind is like a flea. It jumps around from this to that, and it's very hard to contain it and focus it. but that's the first